up, Internet? Thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of the Dumpster Diaries. My name is Justin Allen, and I'm here with my buddy
Moses.
And we are here to give you the latest and the greatest, from comedy to gee-whiz information, and sometimes, I don't know,
Nuggets of truth.
Yeah, anything that kind of makes your brain twitch a little bit, I guess. I don't know. So, how you been, man?
Pretty good. It's hot as fuck. I had to work this morning. I worked 4 miles, and now my ass is chafing. So.
Oh, that's always great.
That
Texas swamp ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Gotta love it.
I've gotten it so bad sometimes in the past, man. I'm like literally walking bow-legged and stuff.
Yeah, I was doing that a little bit earlier. I had to like walk on, change my undies. They were just soaked. Disgusting, but.
Yeah.
As long as I don't move out of this chair, everything's gonna be okay.
Heck yeah. I see you got some new tattoos, man.
Yeah.
How'd those feel?
They sucked.
Yeah.
Straight on the finger bones.
For those of you just listening on audio only, he's got some tattoos on his knuckles now, and
They
that
sucked.
looks painful.
It wasn't fun.
Man, I gotta tell you, I don't know, like, I've been traveling a lot this summer, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I know I told you I went to a couple places, but, I just got back from Portland, Maine, and for those of you who have not been there, that is a pretty cool city to go to. I would describe it as a hipster town, has relatively no crime, and everyone's chill. Plus, weed's legal. So if you're tired of getting harassed by the police, give it a shot. I enjoyed it. Nice little coastal town.
Nice.
A lot of old money there and stuff. But
old
one thing,
fish money.
Yeah, old fish. That's one thing I found. Like either like people there were like mega rich because it's a touristy town, right? So like you had like all these like multi-million-dollar yachts and stuff, and
I wonder how they feel about the fucking yuppies and shit over there. Like if they were like, I feel like because they had to actually work, and then they probably come back from a long fucking summer of lobster whatever. Yeah. Like they like come back and just see all these goddamn bums around here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I mean, like, I would say everyone there was, like, really friendly.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know you traveled a lot in your past, too, man, but it kind of reminded me, which we've both been here, but it kind of reminded me of Amsterdam a lot in some ways.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have, like, legalized prostitution and stuff.
Pussy slapped all over the windows.
Yeah, but, I mean, it was a clean city. I mean, the architecture was amazing. It was real old, a lot of older buildings, from the 1800s and stuff, and... they just really cool, man. Real cool little touristy area. I've like I said, I described it as like a little hipster town, man, and everyone's really nice. I will say this though, all the businesses I saw there, none of them were like chain restaurants.
Oh, like
chain businesses,
mom and pop type stuff.
Yeah, they have them like further out.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it was like individually owned.
So like I guess probably more community driven in the area.
Yeah, I think they're pretty aware of that, man, and that was pretty cool. Like. But one thing I did notice is a lot of buildings had defund the police signs, and but I remember asking because I never really saw a lot of police presence while I was there. I mean, because like folks who don't know, down in Texas, I mean, you can't underhand throw a baseball without seeing a police officer.
Yeah.
And because we have so many of them, but up there I didn't really like see any, man. And I was talking to my Uber driver. And when I first landed, and I was like, "Hey, man, I kind of do this anytime I travel. Like, what's the places not to go?
Yeah.
Right?
Where should I avoid?
yeah. The rough neighborhoods. Like, where am I gonna get robbed?
Yeah.
Like, all this,
Robbed, shot, beat, whatever.
And he was just very honest. He was like, "Hey, man," he was like, "in Portland, like, we just don't have that here."
Damn.
He was like, "You're safe." Like,
then he proceeds to pull you into a back alley and mug you, like.
There's a part of it where I was like, "Oh God."
He's like, "You're safe with me. Trust me."
Oh man, I gotta tell you. So I was with my old lady, right? And so she, it was the first time she ever got in an Uber, right?
Really?
Yeah. So she hasn't done like an excessive amount of traveling in her life. And this is probably the 100th time I've used an Uber. And like the whole time, like calling it, she's just like thinking we're gonna end up on an episode of the First 48.
Like who's coming to pick me up? Like where do they look like? Where are they at? Do they know where we're going?
Yeah, I was like, look, they're not gonna like drive us in the alley.
Be like, this dude has 37 reviews. He's been driving for 6 years. Like he knows what he's doing. He's not gonna.
Yeah, man.
Like our life is worth more to him. He's gonna want to keep on making his money.
Yeah, it's cool. He's a nice guy. Kenya. He's from Kenya. Immigrated over here. He's making a living and stuff. And thought his story was pretty compelling. Gave him a good $20 tip, and he was like super appreciative, man.
We don't really see that around here. Like,
I know.
up in, it seems like up north. Like, I flew into Washington a while ago, took an Uber.
Yeah.
The dude was from, I believe he said he was from Nepal.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, he was a cool guy, nice.
Yeah.
I could understand most of what he said, but he was a nice guy nonetheless.
It is the word, like, you know, not to, you know, throw shade on, you know, other cultures or anything like that, but isn't it the worst when, like, you're in a position when you need something and there's a huge language barrier?
Like whenever you have to call any tech support. Yes, I'm sure your name is Nathan. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. I've always, like, you know, I don't know, like, you remember, like, because I know you traveled throughout Europe and stuff before, you know, and, you know, so have I. And especially, you know, days of traveling through Asia and everything, like, the whole, like, if you just go to, a fast food restaurant, like a McDonald's, it's like you're pointing at numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You're just thinking, God, they have pictures on the shit. Other than that, you'd be like, I don't know, I want something to eat.
Yeah.
Like, try not to give me fucking squid on a hamburger bun, I don't know.
Yeah, oh, God, wasn't that was crazy, man, being in Korea, seeing, like, shrimp burgers at McDonald's.
The shrimp burger was good. That shit.
I couldn't eat it, man.
I love seafood, but McDonald's is better everywhere besides America.
Don't you like?
America has the shittiest McDonald's.
Oh, 100%, dude, 100%. Like when I was in Germany, man, I ate McDonald's and I was like, this.
Dude, German McDonald's is like gourmet shit.
I was like, this is a fucking cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I was like, holy crap, man. But I do like, you know, when Americans like typically travel, right? Especially like if they're not well versed like in cultures they're going into and stuff.
Oh, they go to what they know?
They go to what they know.
Yes.
And it's always, I'm telling you people, it is always a fucking McDonald's. It's like, meet me at the McDonald's. We can figure out where we're going.
If they can't see one within eye distance, there's probably a Popeyes, and that's where they're going to go secondary. Like, when all else fails, they'll go with the chicken.
Oh, it's totally true, man. Hey, dude, I gotta tell you, man. Did you see that that crazy whale story about the cruise ship?
No.
Oh, yeah, man. I read it when I was on vacation in Portland, and it kind of reminded me talking about it. So there's these islands off the coast of Scotland called the Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
Right? And these people have been for hundreds, probably thousands of years, been hunting whales, right? And
It's probably like their way to survive.
Yeah. And it's a small island, like, you know, a few thousand people, I guess, something like that. And there's not really a whole lot there. And so one way that they've, you know, they get, I mean, they use 100% of this whale, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't know how many times a year they do it, but they'll have like a bell in the town that they ring, and it's this huge ceremony. Like the whole like village, the whole island gets behind it, and they just go out in these boats and they just blast like sounds in the water, throw like steel pipes in there, hit it with like a hammer. It freaks these whales out, and then they just like push them
like
into
just bum rush them and beat them to death. Like
you push them into a coastline, and then there's just like hundreds of people just waiting with nets and spears and clubs and they just, I mean, they fucking slaughter these.
They make the
things.
children go first. They're like 4 years old, 4 to 6. They got the spears. They're on the front lines, jamming them. They're like, go for the eyeballs. Go for the eyeballs.
Go for the soft spot, man. Soft spots. No, don't get the skull. But yeah, so I guess there's like this cruise ship, man, and they're, you know, doing normal, you know, just cruise ship shit where they're just driving around.
Yeah,
the oceans.
probably whale watching.
We're going for whale. Oh, that'd be perfect, man. If it was actually like designed for whale watching and stuff. But they took you know, a bunch of passengers and they were going past the Faroe Islands. I guess they were pretty close. And it just so happened to be when they were having this ceremony where they were hunting these whales.
The stars aligned.
The universe spoke, man, and said, today you gotta witness a small genocide. And dog, they fucking brutally murdered these whales in front of thousands of people, and they were just like, what the fuck? The cruise line like apologized. Apparently they were talking about like, you know, they're partners with a non-profit that they give money to.
The Save the Whale Foundation.
I think it's called Orca. It's all capital, like ORCA or something. I don't know anything about the organization. I mean, you know. But I just thought that shit was funny. And then now everyone's like coming out like against like this small village And
Man, fuck. I mean, be like, send them to that small town.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have
yeah.
no imports or exports. They're gonna be wanting that damn whale.
You're gonna be real hungry after a while.
and
dude.
they ain't gonna have no. They probably have the old whale blubber lanterns and shit up there. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're fucking living in the dark ages
It's like
still.
the 1800s.
Yeah.
You know?
They ring that bell and they like just drop whatever they're doing. Like, time to kill.
Witchcraft is still a real problem.
Oh yeah, they still have hanging trees over there.
Yeah, man. So I guess like now like a lot of these like activists are coming out and just shitting on this small community, and then
That's bullshit. Like they don't attack like native tribes for hunting animals in other locations.
I know,
It's just
man,
because
yeah.
it's a whale.
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking like, you know, that's kind of like the most like caring thing, like to go into another society, like another culture,
Yeah.
or witness that and be like, you have to change based on my beliefs.
Yeah.
Like I understand conservation is a real issue, right? Like you can't like completely destroy an apex
Oh yeah.
predator.
It's
off
not,
the
but it's
planet.
not like the fucking elephants where they're like hunting for the tusk and just wasting the rest of the elephant and shit. Like if they're using it, that's different.
Yeah, I like these ivory keys on my piano.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Or my elephant foot umbrella stand. I mean,
I'm pretty sure we can figure out some new shit. You know? But yeah, man. So just going in there, and it's kind of like just a more real arrogant thing. But the cool thing that I like, and I think he's the mayor of the town. He's come out just like a gangster, and he's just like basically like, eat a bag of dicks.
he's like,
We ain't changing shit.
come over here. You're gonna be the next whale.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Grind you up and sling you in the ocean too.
Yeah, man. You went to Ireland though, right? Oh, well,
Yeah.
we were talking about Scotland, but I mean, you know, like,
I went to Ireland too.
did you
Yeah.
go to Northern Ireland or did you go to like the Republic of Ireland?
I went to the Republic.
Okay, all right, so like down where Dublin. and
Well,
all that is, right?
I went. It was fucking I went to Dublin, Ireland on St. Patrick's Day.
What, dude? How crazy was that?
It was crazy. There was very few Ireland people that I noticed. Everyone was like
Irish,
from
yeah.
everywhere else. Like
Really?
there was a bunch of fucking Americans over there.
Well, shit, man. When I went to Ireland, they told me that the population of Ireland was only about 5 million, but they said on average they get about 15 million tourists a year,
Damn.
and that their entire industry is kind of like really based around like.
Is that one of the places that pays people to come and live over there, or is that Scotland?
Oh.
I know there's like some.
I know when
I don't remember if it's in the UK or if it is Ireland.
I took a trip to the Cliffs of Moher, and I remember our tour guide was telling us that essentially, because it's very, very. Did you get a chance to see the Cliffs of Moher?
No.
Okay, so it's a very like remote area, and so out there, the population of people is like extremely small. But there's these cliffs that back up to like the ocean, and it's a very iconic scene. It's a beautiful place. I mean, it takes a little while to get out there, but if you travel there, 10 out of 10 recommend
Well
seeing
worth
that
it.
shit. Oh yeah, absolutely. And for all the Harry Potter nerds out there, I think in Harry Potter 6, when Harry's getting the Horcrux, the necklace, and he has to go into that cave with Dumbledore and all that, that's where that was filmed. So
Oh shit. Okay.
little tidbit of information, yeah. HP nerd over here. So, but yeah, so like in that little region, they still speak Gaelic, primarily.
Mm-hmm.
So what our tour guide described to us, and don't quote me on this 100%, is that with the younger generation, like English is becoming a problem. Because I mean, you know, like going out, everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
You go in the cities, everyone speaks English totally fine. I mean, they have street signs in like Gaelic and stuff.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
everyone speaks English. And so they had an incentive there where they would like give you a huge tax benefit to like buy a house, build a house out there, and then I think teach English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty sweet gig.
Not a bad idea, man. You want to
I
talk
mean-
about not having neighbors?
Yeah.
You know, interesting fact about Ireland, man. I actually read that out of the entire country of Ireland, the furthest you can ever be away from one other person is 4 miles. Isn't
Damn.
that crazy?
That's weird.
You come out of Texas, you got ranches that are like longer
Miles,
than that.
yeah.
You know? That kind of blew my mind. I don't know if I could live there with like crazy, you know, like that. I mean, I liked it. It was beautiful, but like, I don't know, man. I kind of like.
It's like one of those places
Get
you
away,
like.
you know?
Yeah, it's cool to visit, but don't want to live there.
Yeah. You know. Nah, fuck that. I think I could live there. Yeah, that's a great place.
I mean, if they're paying me, I'll go out there and be like, "Hey, you motherfuckers speak English? I'm gonna teach you."
Like hang up a Texas flag in the front yard.
Yeah, teach them Southern redneck. They come, they're like, "Where's the cornbread, man?"
It's called a honky tonk.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't even actually speak like that or whatever. But I did I like the. Did you go to the Guinness Brewery while you were there?
I did. I went to Guinness and Jameson.
Yeah, so did I. Now the Jameson one was like real short though.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
It was cool.
Did you get a bottle while you were there?
I didn't get a bottle. I drank while I was there, of course. Like, at the end of it, they give you, like, a choice of what you want, like, in a glass.
Yeah,
And
you remember what they gave you?
No, I was already drunk before I even got in there anyway, so...
Like you're wasted?
I was like, oh, give me whatever the fuck has the most alcohol is what the one I want.
You got some Everclear in the back?
Yeah, and they're like, we have this old fucking swish barrel, like, have some of this bullshit.
Just like slime in the bottle.
Yeah, it's like the shit that no one wants. It's their used stuff. They're like, oh, give this fucking idiot this.
I like the Guinness Brewery, man. That thing was cool.
The Guinness one was cool, and you got to
what?
keep the cup, and you poured it yourself out of their fucking thing.
It was what, like 9 stories high? I mean, it was tall.
It was
building,
big,
man.
yeah.
And for people who don't know, like at the top of the Guinness Brewery, it's this huge building, but at the top you can oversee the entire city of Dublin. And they have a bar up there. I think they call it the Sky Bar. Isn't that what they called it?
Yep.
And then so you can get a Guinness, you can get a Guinness Blonde, and I think they have a non-alcoholic Guinness now they serve up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I was taking a break.
Even the kids can go to them.
Yeah, at the time I was taking a break from drinking any alcohol. So like I told the woman, I was like, do you have anything non-alcoholic? And she was like, no, we don't. But we're starting a line because so many travelers, they just want to see the Guinness Brewery.
Yeah.
But they don't drink. So and I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like they're pretty understanding about
Yeah, they
that.
got something for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, they don't become a multi-billion-dollar corporation for no reason. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
And if somebody wants to spend $9 on a glass of non-alcoholic Guinness,
Yeah.
why should they stop?
I'll tell you when I was drinking, because when I was living in Germany, like I lived like 3 hours from Amsterdam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go. I've probably been there a dozen times, man. You want to know how many times I've been to the Heineken Brewery? Dude, but every time I'd go to Amsterdam, that's how I'd start my trip. I'd go to the Heineken Brewery. People that worked there started recognizing me. Like, they were like, here you go, dude.
They already had your customized mug, and they're like, oh, here you go.
So the Heineken Brewery is cool. Like, I like it a lot. Did you get the chance to see that one?
I didn't go to that one.
Oh, you missed out.
I only went to Amsterdam once, and it was like the traditional
sightseeing.
Going, like, yeah, see the stuff on the town, and then at night go to the fucking red light district, look at all that stuff.
See all the crazy shit. Because you got to see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's
yeah.
part of fucking going. You can't go and not.
Yeah, you know what surprised me, man? It's not as big as you think it'd be.
No, and it's not nearly as like fucking nasty or what. Like as much as they make it be like sound like on TV or something. Like
yeah.
They're like, oh, everybody can get fucking laid. You're like, nah, not really. Like I don't know. They were big, just straight business. Like there's no.
And like that's one thing I liked about like Amsterdam, like because like all I knew about it before I went there for the first time was, I think of that movie. What was it? Was it Eurotrip?
Eurotrip, yeah.
Yeah, it was Eurotrip, and it just made it seem like it was so crazy and like all of this like sex and drugs. It's all this place was built on. It was all thrown in your face.
Yeah, literally like
non-stop.
just pussy smashed in your face all the time.
Dude.
Like.
And then like. You get there, and I mean, they have like tours through the red light district because it's a historical place, and a lot of those buildings are like protected buildings and stuff, And I mean, it's a legalized, regulated industry, and so you went on one of these tours and saw it, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, that's cool. And then one thing I noticed too about like the dispensaries, so like the coffee shops, everyone's like, whoa, it's in your face. If you take a picture on any main street in Amsterdam, you will never catch a glimpse of a coffee shop. They're all in alleyways. Like the city has regulated. They understand that like there's vices to like human society, but like, they've taken and they're like, you just put that shit in a corner.
They're like don't fucking interfere with our nice streets. Like you gotta put that shit on the side.
But I think like honestly to this day, like Amsterdam's probably like one of the most well-built, prettiest places I've ever been in my life, man. I mean,
yeah, it is extremely nice,
and everyone speaks English, like very, very well, and they're like excited to do, like they're not rude about it. Like,
they're actually like helpful.
Yeah, like I went to France, and they were just kind of like,
dude,
you're in France, you speak French.
Yeah, French people, even if they do speak English, they won't fucking let you know. They'll just speak French to you and be like, man, fuck you.
Dude, I know, man.
I
get it.
I mean, they don't fucking like us. We don't like them. It's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. But France seemed like a cool place, though, man. I
only drove through it. I never, stopped and did anything there.
Yeah. I went to Metz, man. Did a little like day trip to Metz, but I never made it to Paris, dude.
I didn't either, dude. I heard it was dirty as shit. I don't know because I didn't go, but everyone that had been there told me it was fucking nasty.
All the guys that a lot of guys that I work with, they went, and they were like, man, it is like
fucking
like,
slums, like
how the news describes LA right now, dude. Like it's just like tent city, like trash everywhere, like
dude, that's
insane.
weird.
And then like they're always
and that was years ago too. Like that's not even a recent thing.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how it is now. I wouldn't assume it'd be any better.
Well, no,
Maybe so.
they just had a bunch of riots and shit.
Did they really?
Yeah. I need to read more about it, but like their president, prime minister, Macron or whatever his name is. He did something where he basically went around, their parliament, their Congress or whatever, and like what did he do? He went after people's like retirement, essentially their Social Security.
Dang.
And I can't remember if he seized the funds, like froze them, or if he just significantly raised the rate, like the age of retirement. But he got like no approval for it whatsoever.
But he was just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
it's happening.
And it was like a budget issue with their government. Like, I mean, you gotta make tough choices. You gotta pay for shit, right? But
yeah.
At the same time, like, dog.
Probably frivolous fucking spending has led to them fucking their people over.
Yeah, like, dude, and bro, people flipped shit. I mean, they were like, there was fires in the streets. I mean,
dude, imagine if that shit happened in America.
Oh, dude. Oh,
immediate riots. Like even the old people. I mean, they'd be like fucking canes and machine guns. I don't know. Like, they would not be taking that shit.
Granny's packing a clip.
Yeah, you're like, I know you were 1 week away from retirement, but we just jacked that shit up 7 more years. Get back to work, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Oh, God. But like, I don't know, man. Like France is always rioting and shit. And, I remember why I didn't go to Paris.
For a country with no fucking guns. That's probably their issue. No one has guns, so they just act stupid. If they had guns, people would be afraid to do that bullshit.
Yeah. It seems like there is a checks and balance to that to some degree. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, shit. I lived in Alaska for a few years, and everyone's got guns up there, and there was like, I don't know, like, I mean, there was crime, of course, right?
Yeah.
Like, crime happens, but like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was nearly as bad up there, and everyone kind of talked about how
it's either
chill.
Either Denmark or Sweden. They guns are like open, like everyone has a fucking gun. Switzerland, that's what. Okay.
Yeah, guys, they're like.
And they have like no crime.
None, because literally every citizen is issued a gun.
Yeah, so they're like.
Isn't that crazy?
Are you gonna be stupid enough to try to break into someone's house? Like, you've got a gun, I've got a gun. Fuck you. We're just gonna be cool about it. Like,
yeah. I think it's like interesting, man. Like traveling, like you see, like crime is, like in certain regions, like doesn't exist where it exists in other places.
Yeah.
Right? Like America, like we got property crimes out the ass, right? Like everybody just robbing people to break in.
For sure, yeah.
Shit, dude, my cousin, he just moved down to Florida like a week. He only been on Florida like a week. He started a new job, and then like he was staying in a hotel while he was getting an apartment set up and all that stuff down there, and then like someone literally just broke into his truck, like just bashed out the goddamn window, and then it was just like. Like, come on, man. But then when I lived in Germany, I remember, like, I was, like, constantly locking my doors, typically like you would do, like, in America.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, like, I had my doors locked, and some maintenance had to get done, and then my landlord was like, hey, like, I'm going to have these guys come over and work on, like, the heat or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, I got to go down there and meet you. I got to unlock it. And he was like, you locked your door? Like, he was genuinely confused.
Yeah.
So I lived in a village that only had, like, 1,000 people in it. Right, and he was like, no one locks their doors here. He was like, that's like not a thing here.
I'd be like, all right, fine. Well, I'm gonna be the last motherfucker gets robbed then. Because in America, we lock our shit up because we'll get fucking killed.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, like the murder rate over here too, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like America truly is like the Wild West, man. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we got like some crazy freedoms over here, and like I value that over anything else. But,
yeah.
Damn, bro. It's just like,
I mean, yeah, it's crazy what is allowed and then what is not. That's the fucked up part.
Dude, I took a trip to Houston like a month ago or whatever. I went down there for like this little convention, and so I'm down there with a couple guys or whatever, that work with, and so we go out. We hit Green Street, like real touristy area, right, like downtown, and then of course they want to hit like the bars, play pool, whatever, kind of go out for a night, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, like. I had been down there when I was a kid, right? And I'm 32 now. And there is a significant change in that region. There are so many homeless people. Like, people, like, I mean, and for those of you who don't know, cannabis is still highly illegal in Texas, and people are just like smoking blunts on the street. They don't give a shit. Like, they don't give a fuck. And the cops are just like, "What do you want me to do?"
Dude, they probably just given up on it. Like, there's no point.
Just like, "What do you want me to do, man?" And it's like
dudes fucking shooting heroin in the alleys. Like,
I literally saw
smoking...
like needles like in the street and stuff, and I was just like, "Good God, man!" And then like the most frustrating part is like every 20 feet you walk, someone's asking for money.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I get helping out people, man, but like, come on, brother. It's just like, we know what you're doing, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know.
They'd be like, "Can you just cut out the middleman and just give me the fucking crack right now? Like, I don't need the money. I just want the drugs."
I want the crack.
Be like, if you shotgun this MD 2020, then maybe I'll give you a crack rock. Oh shit! Like fucking bum fights. Remember that shit?
Bum fights.
Yeah.
Was that the dude that was like paying homeless people to fight
do
each
crazy
other?
shit? And then he went on Dr. Phil dressed as Dr. Phil and got kicked off the show.
I remember that. He shaved his head and everything.
Yeah,
like, had, like,
wore
the
the same suit, mustache, looked exactly like him. And then he, because he brought, Dr. Phil brought him on the show to talk about, he was like exploiting people. And then the dude comes up and he was like, "That's exactly what your show is. You exploit people every fucking day." And he was like, "Get off my show." Wasn't lying.
Made a point, dude.
That's what he's in the business of exploitation. But
I still can't believe that. You know, like, that Cash Me Outside girl or whatever.
Oh my god, dude, she's a multi-millionaire now.
Because of that one episode, man.
And she was like 13 when that shit happened, right?
Yeah,
I know
man,
she was a young kid.
She was a young teenager.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, like, I don't know, man. Like, good God, dude. But
now
like,
she's like she makes millions of dollars on fucking OnlyFans.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, yeah.
God,
As soon as she turned 18, made OnlyFans and was immediately like one of the fucking top performers on that.
Top 10 trending.
Yeah, dude.
God damn.
Like and before that she did she was in a bunch of rap videos and shit.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
But goddamn Dr. Phil was where she got her start.
My God.
For being a fucking idiot. Because she was on there for being a shithead in the first place.
He flew too close to the sun.
I guess so. I don't know. I watched a podcast with Dr. Phil was on Joe Rogan, and he was actually.
Really?
He actually made valid points. He was I don't know. He was
like a professional.
Speaking clear. Yeah, he was being a real doctor.
Yeah. I don't think he's a dumb guy by any means.
Oh no, he knows what he's doing.
I think he knows what he's talking about. I think I might have saw some clips where he's talking about like the fentanyl crisis and stuff.
Yeah, that, and he's talking about basically how kids are fucking shit today, and parents need to step up and do all that kind of stuff to them. But
oh yeah, man, I hear that. But it's always like a story, you know. The next generation is always the worst, right?
For sure, but it seems to be true every time too. Like I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Like progressively, we're just gonna eventually just get to where we can. Well, we're heading in that direction, but we're just gonna be like what's that fucking cartoon show where they're literally never get out of the chair and they zoom around in the fucking lazy boys and they're fat as shit.
Oh, I know. It's like
it's a Pixar movie or something.
Space movie,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like something. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But I mean, soon enough, dude. Virtual reality, just fucking shoveling cheeseburgers in. We'll forget how to get out of the chair and walk. We'll get out and just go straight to the floor because we haven't used our muscles.
Like
it's coming.
Atrophy.
Yeah, dude.
Shit your pants on the way down too because you got no control of your bowels. That'd be good. That's good.
Have a robot clean it up. Fuck it.
Man, I don't know. Like, you know, like. I don't know. Yeah, some kids. I just feel like they're kind of more calm though. You know, like
they're more calm because they're fucking babies.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Cause I take a few like college classes and stuff, and you know, like I'm an older dude, but like a lot of the kids, they're adults in my class. You know, they'll be about like 20, 22 years old, and like, I mean, these guys. That is not how I was acting when I was like 20, 22 years old.
No, that's how I was acting when I was like fucking 6.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
At the age of 9, I was sneaking out and fucking breaking shit and tearing stuff up. But like, fuck, if you say if you just yell, those kids will like cower.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I did notice that one thing I've noticed is like, they perceve it as like violence or aggression.
Even if you're just being happy. Even if you're like,
assertive.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like anything.
You can come in excited and scare the shit out of them.
You can just tell people like, I don't agree with that. And then it's just like it just blows up
They're
the
like,
matrix.
holy
you know what
shit.
I mean? Yeah. With these white supremacists.
Whoa, I don't want any trouble. Here's my wallet. I don't have fucking money in it, but here's it is.
But I guess there's a couple guys on the campus, like some of those frats, man, they go hard on the paint, and I'm like, so that gives me a little hope for. Like,
I mean, at least somebody's doing it.
You know? Yeah, like one of the guys in my class stopped. We got a beer the other day, man, and I ordered a Bud Light, and he was like asking me. He's like, man, like, you worried about ordering Bud Light? And I was like, man, like, I not really, And I was telling him a story, and I think I might have told you about this earlier, but dude, so I've always drank Bud Light. Like, since I was 16, right? That's always been, like, the drink of choice.
Yeah.
Going to, like, that's iconic Americana in my mind, you know what I mean? Like, it's been there with me in the beginning, it'll be there in the end. Like, so I don't really care about, like, any companies, like, I don't
As long as they're making the fucking beer, you're gonna drink it.
Yeah. It's cheap, it's easy to go down, man. Like, it's whatever, And so I was telling a story, man, on multiple occasions. I've been, like, I don't say like accosted, but like verbally like called out, like at gas stations purchasing it. Yeah, dude. And so like I know you know, but like we got a gas station that's in our town. A bunch of old timers sit at in the mornings, right?
Sipping their morning coffee, reading the paper,
sipping their morning coffee, sipping, whatever, eating all that crap. And they're usually like old like retired guys and stuff like that. And so, when I go in there in the morning and, I get gas or whatever, I'll go ahead and just pick up the beer for the day, throw it in the trunk, and then pop it in the fridge whenever I get home. Well, the last time I was buying a case of Bud Light, I'm walking up there, and I mean, I'm out of my own business. I'm not really worried about anybody. And then I just hear, "You support transgenders?" And I didn't even, I was like, what? Like, it threw me off. And he was like, what did he say? Then he said transvestites. And I turned around and I was just so confused. I was like, huh? And then he was like, everybody's boycotting that stuff, right? He called me boy. I was like, what? And it just blew up. I was like, what the fuck
Hey, boy,
that?
You getting that beer?
Yeah, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? And I explained to him, I was like, look, man, like, I don't really care. Like, I was like, whatever, dude. I was like, I try to have it. He wanted to have that kind of debate or whatever. It was also like, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning or something. And I told him, I was like, look, did they fuck up? Sure, right? They didn't know their audience. I don't know how you
I don't know how they didn't know the fucking audience.
Because it's always been Clydesdales and American flags and all this other shit.
I really don't think
Bud
Light is the face of a transgender beer. Like, if you went into a gay bar, I don't really think they're like, we like fuck Bud Light, yeah. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
maybe so. I don't know.
I'll come back to that. There is, yes, that's happening now.
Bud Light gay bar?
Or
because of
the community is turning on Bud Light. Yeah, like the LGBTQ plus community is turning on Bud Light.
So now everyone hates them.
Everyone hates it.
Oh, because they fucking backed down on it.
They backed down on it, yeah.
And they were like, we never should have sent that gay can out.
Dude. Oh, man. And then that was like what got me. I tried to tell that old guy, man, which I trying to be as nice as possible because he's just an old dude, you don't know.
Yeah, listen, you goddamn geriatric fuck. I don't have to explain myself to you or anyone else. Crack it in the store. I'm out of here.
Slam it on the ground. Flip him the bird and walk out. But, yeah, man. Yeah. So I was like trying to tell. I was like, look, man. I was like, the way I see it is it's an adult beverage company made one promotional can for one private content creator.
True.
Because they were just trying to possibly explore another market.
And I'm sure that they've sent fucking cans to shittier people.
They sent some to Post Malone. Post Malone.
Post Malone?
Yeah, he had some. There's tons of people have gotten them and stuff.
I mean, like, they probably sent one to Jeffrey Dahmer back in the day. Like, come on, it's
just like, he's got, how much coverage you got?
Yo, man, you got a can? You got.
Yeah. But yeah, to go back to it, man. So obviously, like, every conservative in America, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people were like, Fuck Bud Light. Yeah. And,
dude, their stock prices tanked.
Oh, yeah, man.
I don't know what it's at now, but...
They've lost, I think it was like $26 billion.
Jesus.
Man, since all this started.
Good time to buy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I should have come back.
Yeah, for sure.
But, so yeah, I guess the LGBTQ plus community is like turned on them, man, like because they didn't stand up for, or they feel they didn't stand up for them.
I mean, they didn't. They publicly, what was that, the spokesperson, or what was his position?
You talking about the CEO?
Yeah.
Yeah, the CEO went on CBS. He went on CBS like on a morning show or whatever. And I mean,
he didn't flat out admit to being wrong, but he did apologize, didn't he? Or he like,
dude, it was the most like political spin shit I've ever seen in my life. Like he never admitted he did anything wrong, or his company did anything wrong, but he never admitted. He
was doing good to like even acknowledge it happened. He was like, a can was sent. I'm not saying that I did it or knew anything about it.
Like when politicians get caught doing something dirty, it's like they just try to like weasel their way out of it, you know? But yeah, man, I watched that interview and like what got me, dude, was like, the anchors were actually trying to help him. They're throwing him a bone towards the end, and they were talking about, you know, how patriotic he is. But I'm not questioning his patriotism by any means. But apparently, you know, he was in the military. He was in the Marines, and then he got out of the Marines and he worked for the CIA.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, and then he became
the CEO
of Anheuser-Busch. So you explain to me how the fuck that happens. Right?
Like, how does your resume be like, Marine, CIA, CEO of a massive multi-billion-dollar fucking beer company?
Yeah,
like
transnational corporation.
Yeah.
Dude, like global conglomerate, you know? And like he's a young dude too, man. Like he does not look like. So I could see if it was like a 4-star general who was like, I was in the military for 40 years, like, I shaped this part of the world, you know what I mean?
But even then, like, how did he get time? Like, was he just handed the position?
I don't know, man.
Because if you're in the Marines, probably 4 years, CIA, minimum, I would feel like if you were in the CIA, you would do more than just 4 years. I don't know, but I would feel like a little stint of that, but...
Imagine the job's kind of stressful.
Probably. I don't know. You get tired of smuggling cocaine and shit? I don't know.
Arms getting tired.
Paying off cartels, yeah.
Paying off cartels? Giving them guns?
Yeah.
Letting them bring coke over?
You know the deal. Yeah. AKs for coke.
Yeah. Shout out to Rick Ross. But, yeah, man. So it kind of got me wondering, man, you know, because, you know, like I like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, right? And I was like, man, like, is this like some sort of like psyop? Like a test on the American people, you know? Like, let's do this, and let's just see. I don't know what their motive or agenda is. I mean, I'm probably just talking out my ass about this, to be honest with you. But how much can they influence people, right? And then you think about it on the flip side, the number one selling beer in America now is Modelo.
Mexican cartel.
Dude, I'm like, whoo.
Cocaine in the beer cans coming across the border. Calling it now. So I feel like they had like their board meeting. They walk in there, they have a chart. It just says, America, not that ready for the gay shit yet. They're like, no, still, we thought we were ready, but apparently not. People got pissed off about that shit, so.
Turns out we were wrong.
Yeah, give it a couple more years.
Yeah. Oh, man, did you see that Miller Lite shit?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay, so the Miller Lite stuff actually happened like a month or two before the Dylan Mulvaney controversy, right? And so Miller Lite, they had a campaign. It was all about like feminism and like empowering women and stuff like that. And they're trying to change their image where they don't like exploit women, right? So they ran this whole campaign where if you and they were like telling people to go in like their parents' garage and their attics and find old like promotional stuff from like Miller Lite.
Oh, with the chicks in bikinis?
Yeah, dude, like chicks in bikinis, like anything that like remotely painted women like in a possibly like sexual manner or anything like that. And they were like, we'll buy it back from you. And then they were taking it and they were just like grinding up into compost, destroying it, and like, yeah, dude.
Was that fucking compost safe for the environment? Is it better if fucking bad?
You gotta look at the commercial. The commercial's funny. It is.
They're like, any old Miller Lite titty pics, we'll buy them back.
Yeah, dude. It's like some pissed off woman just like running around talking about like, we're changing this company. I don't know, man. Like, it's just funny as hell.
It's like actual pictures of her in the bikini. She's like, she doesn't want anyone to see it. She's like, I'm an empowered woman now.
I hopped on the next thing that's popular.
And that was a dick.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. Like, it's a wild thing, dude. Yeah.
So, like, beer shouldn't fucking try to get into the PC culture. That just doesn't make sense.
Hell no, dude. No, dude. Like, that's...
pick a goddamn craft beer or something if you're going to do that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like a microbrewery.
Truly, whatever, that brand, like, they can probably support that shit.
Yeah. Like, that'll go over.
Not no goddamn blue-collar redneck comes home and drinks that shit, I don't think, so.
Yeah.
They're probably safe.
That was one thing that was interesting about being in Portland. Like, so, like, I ordered Bud Light. The entire time, I never caught shit. Never caught shit.
I'm surprised they even had it.
They did. They didn't have it on draft. They only had it in cans.
Okay.
Yeah, so Portland, like it's kind of cool. Like if you're into craft beer, like that's like
I like
pretty
that
much
shit.
all they have up there, man. And so it's really good, and a lot of it's like real local stuff.
I do like that kind of stuff. That's just
Yeah, but man, I tell you what, like here in Texas, man, I order a Bud Light somewhere, dude. I get some looks.
Like, gay.
You think I'm gonna magically turn gay after having this? I've been drinking this shit for what, 16 years? I don't think that shit's gonna happen anytime soon.
Like you're going for that ultra delayed reaction.
Yeah, there you go, right?
I drank Bud Light. Oh, there's gonna be lawsuits, dude. I drank Bud Light 20 years. Now I'm gay. Something went wrong. It's in that goddamn drink. I knew I didn't like dick until I touched that stuff.
Oh shit, yeah, man. Yeah, dude, they I get some damn looks, man. Like, and they're like, I don't know, man. Some of the rednecks down here are kind of aggressive about it, you know. And like, my thing is like, dude, like, check it out. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you, dog. Like, in my opinion, that's like the most American shit ever. Is just to be like, if you like it, you order it, you stick by it. That's what you do. Like, fuck everyone else. You know what I mean?
True. That's what a goddamn patriot would do.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, what, you just want to be like a sheep and go with the crowd? Like, once you do what makes you happy, you know what I mean? Like, if you enjoy something, do that, man. Like,
Instead, they're like, fuck. They're looking up the Anheuser-Busch. They're like, can't drink Bud Light, can't drink Budweiser, can't drink fucking Modelo. There's a list of shit that they own. Like,
oh, dude, I think
they
it's
own
like,
a bunch of fucking
I think like
stuff.
mainstream. I think it's like 10 or 12 beers.
Yeah,
It's insane.
I never even saw the list until all that shit people were passing around. Like, they own all of these fucking companies. Like,
I know they own Shock Top too.
do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then they own a bunch of like, well, not like a bunch, but they own like a lot of like microbreweries too, like craft beer and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
they've got their hand in a lot of shit.
I mean, making money, man. That's.
But
that's
dude,
what it's doing.
what do you think? Like a year, probably less than a year. That shit will be totally gone. They'll be back to normal. Yeah.
Dude, especially in America, Americans have like the memory of like a goldfish half the time.
Oh yeah, you're like, woo, fucking shiny. Or like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Or
like,
the next goddamn horrific fucking trial or plane crash or anything else, we just forget about whatever the fuck was going on.
Okay. Like,
They'll pull the wool over your eyes. Like, every time, the old saying, like, every time something is in the news, you're always like, what's really going on behind the scenes? That's always fucking true. There's always some actual real shit that people should care about going on.
Yeah.
But the media's just gonna fucking blast some bullshit for the rest of the fucking time.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a quick message from our sponsors.
Are you searching for natural, plant-based solutions to enhance your well-being? Well, look no further than Premium Kratom Powder from M&W Labs. Introducing our Premium Kratom products, crafted with care and expertise.
Life can be demanding, and we understand the need for reliable support to face the challenges ahead. M&W Labs Kratom offers you the perfect blend of tradition and modern science, bringing you the power of Kratom in every leaf.
Unlock the potential of Kratom with M&W Labs' diverse range of strains. Whether you're seeking a natural energy boost, calm and relaxation, or relief from everyday discomfort, we have the perfect solution for you.
Are you ready to experience the power of nature's gift? Visit our website at mnwlabs.com to place your order today. Our friendly and knowledgeable customer service team is standing by to assist you. Now let's get back to the show.
Speaking of real shit, man, I've been listening to a couple guys who declared their candidacy for president.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Have you listened to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Have you heard that guy?
A little bit about him.
Yeah, so he is a Democrat, but he's the nephew of JFK, which I thought was pretty cool. Talk about keeping it in the family, I guess. But, yeah, man, I mean, this dude is, like, probably out of all the candidates I've ever listened to before, he's probably the most knowledgeable. And he started out, like, as an environmental activist. Then he got into trying to, like, help regulate, like, big pharma and all that stuff. I mean, he did a bunch of stuff, and then now he's, like, trying to run for president. But he has a 3-hour podcast with Lex Friedman. And I'm telling you, this guy, any question, it wasn't, like, there was no spin, man. Like, and
he's actually fucking straightforward.
He knows what he's talking about, man. And,
that's fucking unheard of in politics.
Yeah, And I get it, like, some people lean left, some people lean right, but, like, what he was saying was they polled it, and he, out of all the Democratic candidates right now, he has, I don't know how they measure this, but he has the most likely possibility of flipping someone who's, like
like on the fence?
Right.
Gotcha,
yeah.
okay.
So, and he, like, I'm telling you, man, like, if he gets in a ring with Biden, like, that ain't... That's not gonna go over too. I mean, he's just gonna destroy Biden. Dude.
Well, I mean, if you put a fucking monkey in a spacesuit, it would be Biden's ass. So
at this point, it's just elder abuse, dude.
yeah, like he's a goddamn bumbling muppet.
Yeah, man. I did like. It would be funny if he wasn't the president of the United States.
Yeah, then it would be hilarious.
Like, you know?
If he was the CEO of Anheuser-Busch, he would have got they'd be like, oh my god, we'll just give the old man a pass. He doesn't fucking know. Who knows that it had a dick? He doesn't. No one knows.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that RFK man, check him out, man. He's pretty good. He's been going on like a bunch of podcasts too, man. And this is what I liked about it. Like, so the podcast has that long open form, right?
Yeah, yeah. He can actually talk.
Yeah,
Get,
and like
get his fucking points across.
And the shitty thing about American like politics, at least for like presidency, is like, what you get 3 debates.
Yeah.
And then you got some like hack news anchor telling you to shut up every 60 seconds. You can't get a coherent thought out. You can't talk about this shit. And it's like, dude, this is the dude who's gonna be the leader of the free world. Like, America controls over 15% of the world's GDP. Like, it's not a game, dog. Like, you gotta let these people talk their thoughts out, right? And Robert F. Kennedy, man, has been going on all these podcasts, man. Like, he was on the Theo Von podcast, Lex Friedman. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience. And, I mean, this dude is just throwing it out there. But there's no other candidates that I've really seen right now that have done that. I know, like, last election, there was a few, like the famously Bernie Sanders on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone was like, Jesus Christ, Joe Rogan's voting for Bernie Sanders. And I was just like, whatever, dude. But, I don't know. But I think it's cool. He's got that long form, man. And, like, I've listened to it a lot, man. He's pretty well thought out. And it threw me off, man, because, I got my own, like, political beliefs and, like, things that I value, which typically lean a little more libertarian in aspects. But, he was talking about, border security is important. He wants to help regulate big pharma and, like, change how the vaccines work, like, where they don't get that...
Goddamn right, where they're not just fucking slung out to everyone and pushed on people without being tested.
Yeah, he talks about that. I mean, he wrote that book, The Real Anthony Fauci. And so, another good point that he actually made, too, that I liked, was he wants to legalize cannabis federally and then tax it at the federal level and then take 100% of the tax revenue from that, and then build and apply it to clinics that help treat and prevent drug addiction.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care what they do with the taxes, but I'm cool with legalized marijuana everywhere. Open up some goddamn jail cells.
Yeah.
On some bullshit.
Dude, imagine being in jail, like, you got caught with, like, a couple of ounces or whatever. Maybe it was, like, back in the 3-strike days. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
And then it's just, like, you look outside your cell window and you see, like, dispensaries popping up.
Yeah. You see, like, an old black dude hanging outside the window, just fucking smoking a J, blowing in your face. Like, yeah, what are you in for?
You got, like, 7 years left.
I'm in for weed!
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I feel like, man, they should, like...
That shit is fucking bullshit. I know in a couple, like, there's multiple states, but they're working on the process of, like, cutting those people out of jail.
Like expunging or
like
exonerating them?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, as soon as that shit gets fucking signed, while the goddamn ink's wet, you know what their charges are. Just let the motherfuckers out. If all they had was a fucking marijuana charge, that's ridiculous. Yeah. If it's illegal, like if the law has changed, let those motherfuckers out.
That'd be like if there was someone still in jail because they were bootlegging booze during Prohibition.
Yeah.
We would all laugh at that. We'd be like, how ridiculous is this?
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid, man.
But yet, there's no telling how many fucking... Dude, there's got to be tens of thousands of people, if not more, that are in jail only for marijuana charges, and it's probably legal in their fucking state.
I think it's just... I don't know. I think it's like I think it runs deep. I think it's more of a money thing.
It is. It's the whole privatized prison shit. Like, they get... It's just like school. You get fucking money for everybody that's in there. That's why they don't want to let you go home.
Prison's just like school.
Yeah, dude, you get a goddamn certificate at the end saying you showed up every day. Like, prison the same way.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd be pretty salty, man, if I was in that fucking position.
Yeah.
So shit, I don't know, man.
Imagine the fucking guard comes up and he just smells like weed. He's like, I'm gonna get so fucking high when I'm off shift. Like, you're shaking the bars at him like, you motherfucker.
He's like taunting you with it. Yeah. He's eating a gummy bear in front of you. Yeah. His eyes are all bloodshot.
He's got a fucking CBD cart or like a THC cart just blowing in your face. He's like, I'm on my lunch break.
Oh my god, man. Oh man, yeah, dude. I'd be so fucking pissed. I mean, but like, I don't know, but like, at what point do you draw the line? You know, like, I mean, I get like, you know, a couple ounces or something like that, or maybe even like a couple pounds. But like, I mean, what about the dude that got caught doing like a transatlantic shipment of like 40,000 pounds or some shit?
But
you know what I mean?
If it's federally legal, like that should, I mean, at that point it would be like, do you have a I guess you would need a license to distribute, like if he was a fucking wholesaler or like, you know what I mean?
Maybe changes like conviction and make it like a tax thing or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like payback. I mean, that's really all it's about is just money.
Oh yeah, because they don't give a shit what people are doing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They really don't give a shit, dude, at all. And then like everyone's opinions like flip flop, hardcore.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I remember like when Obama was running for president or whatever, and he was like pushing Obamacare, and he was like, hey, like we need healthcare reform in America because like nobody can afford it, right?
Yeah.
Like I know so many people who don't have healthcare in this country, and friggin' everyone was like, everyone on the right was like protesting, like he's gonna kill grandma, like it's just gonna be horrible, you know what I mean? Because they're not gonna be able to get the treatment they want or need or whatever it may be, blah 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 blah. Well, like fast forward like a couple of years, you know, and then a virus comes out that like I don't know specifically targets the elderly, and everyone's like, "Fuck grandma!" Like I want to go to fucking Chili's.
Put that bitch out. I need the vaccine first. I'm tired of being cooped up.
Grandma's lived a happy and healthy life.
Like,
all right,
she's a solid 55. She's like, fuck it, she's done. She's done her time here.
Check out. Yeah, I don't know, man. You think we went over the top with all that response to COVID shit?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Total bullshit.
Yeah, I could see that, man.
I didn't get vaccinated. I had nothing fucking wrong with me. I still did my normal shit. That was the good thing about being in Texas. Like, as long as you weren't in the big city, they didn't give a shit.
Oh, you remember me? I got it, man. I got like super sick.
Yeah.
I had like 9 days straight, man. I was like, dude. And then you know the shitty part, man. Like my entire adult life, I've had health insurance, right? Just working and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the 1 month.
That was like the one break.
It was literally a month. There was one break that I had where I did not have health insurance. And then, dude, I'm like literally like dying in my bedroom, dude. And I'm like, this is gonna kill me. Like this is actually gonna kill me. Like this is the end of this. And dude, I just remember just like laying like on my knees, like on the side of the bed, and just like sitting there and just like praying to like whatever higher power would answer, like just please, like stop, make this stop,
make this go away or kill me now.
Yeah,
like
it lasted 5 more days after that. So, but it had me alarmed, man, because I was like coughing up, hacking up shit, and then eventually, I don't know if it was from my lungs or something in my throat or what. Eventually, there was like blood in that stuff, man, and I was like, oh god. So then like I started,
like, whenever you're coughing up blood, like. Even, like, you're not okay.
It's not a good sign,
It's not
dude.
good.
It's not. But then I started having, like, thinking about, like, respirators, like, ventilators and shit, you know what I mean? Like, not respirators, ventilators.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh, God. And that was, like, during that whole time where they were like, we don't have enough. And I was like, oh, shit.
You better fucking makeshift one out of a goddamn garden hose and a fucking coffee filter or something like that.
Did you ever have to go to, like, the hospital when you were in England? Or anything like that? No. I had to go
on
base.
Yeah.
I had to go to the hospital in Germany. And so when I first showed up, they weren't able to process like all like my insurance like through like the DOD and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like it took a while for them to do that. So I got treated like a regular German citizen. And dude, honestly, not that bad. Not gonna lie. I mean, it kind of sucks. Like they put you in a room, like you know how like in America you kind of used to like you get put in a room, maybe it's your own room, or maybe like there might be one other person in there, and there's like usually like some dividers. They try to keep it as private as possible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then they just like threw me in, and then this is like pre-COVID and all this. They just like threw me into like a room.
Dude, it's like a 50-bed hostel. In there, like.
Dude, it was like there was I think 7 beds in there.
God damn.
No divider. I mean, we were close, dude, close. And this was a small room, and they were all like, I mean, they were all elderly, but they were like sick. And I'm just like sitting here like this young dude, like just jacked up enough to go to the hospital, but not like I'm not dying or anything.
Yeah, you look at the granny, you're like, Jesus, you got to treat her first.
But like all the doctors, I mean, like even before my insurance stuff came through, like they were very very prompt. Like they were like and so I don't know. I don't think it'd be as bad as like people think it would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you always hear shit about like. Canada is always one that's brought up, like, and England. England is another top one. They're like, dude, you're gonna die before you ever get seen. Like,
but so like as like the flip side of that, what I kind of like is if there was some sort of, I'm not saying like totally socialized healthcare. Fuck that. That sounds horrible. But like the option to have private as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have some sort of like safety net, but then you can also just be like, fuck it, I want to pay this extra
Be like,
money.
okay, I want to skip the line and actually get seen.
Yeah. What, you know, so like I need to see a doctor right now, not in 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
flash a card and they're like, all right, come on in.
They just flash the cash.
Yeah, there
that's,
you go.
that's the same shit. That's how it is right now, anyways.
That's
yeah.
all that matters. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's like really, dude. It's so fucking like crazy, isn't it?
You just lay a wad of hundreds. My insurance.
It's just like
The doctor
it's
will
like
see you
under
now.
your card, like
Yeah,
folded
yeah.
up. It's got like a money clip on there too. You know, sure, right this way, right this way. Let's just bring it in. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man, but hospitals scare the shit out of me, man.
Dude, I hate fucking hospitals.
I hate 'em.
I hate being in them. I hate the I don't know.
Dude, like, yeah, man, because you know, like, if you go to a hospital, like, you gonna be there for, like, 6 hours at
Oh,
least.
minimum.
You know what I mean?
Minimum.
Like, and so it's just like, whew.
And then you got a higher chance of getting sick just from
Yeah,
being
yeah, you
there
don't know.
too. Like, yeah.
Get tuberculosis, like, I don't know, really, who knows, man? Probably, fuck, at this point, COVID, you probably catch
Yeah,
that shit again.
Fucking little kids hacking and licking all over the seats everywhere. Like, fuck. Gotta wear a goddamn fucking hazmat suit to even go in the place.
Oh, I'll tell you another way that I get, like, weird looks, right? So, like, I'm not, like, too crazy about like being paranoid about COVID or anything, but like I still like occasionally like if something is like really dirty, right? Like if I gotta sit in like a seat like in class that's been used by a dozen kids that day, like I'll take out a disinfectant wipe and I'll just wipe down the desk because like I got so sick from that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to take a chance.
I don't know if it's just a Texas thing or whatever, but dude, every time I do that, man, everybody's just looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" It's like I don't know. Oh man. And then, like, the mask was always, like, a funny thing or whatever. But, like, you know what I found interesting is, like, when I was 19, I went to Japan, right? And this was, like, SARS was a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was SARS or bird flu. I can't
Hell,
remember.
we've been through both. I don't remember.
Yeah. And it all just bleeds together.
Which came first?
You know?
Chicken or the egg?
Chicken or the egg.
SARS or bird flu?
So, I remember getting off the plane, and as soon as I step out the terminal, everyone's wearing masks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, fuck. Like, it's the fucking bird flu. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, holy shit. And I remember, like, finally I realized, like, you know, and I'm sure you saw this, like, your time in Asia and stuff, or South Korea. It's like a respect thing.
Yeah.
Like, if they feel sick, like, they wear it so they don't get other people sick.
Or like fucking China, they've been wearing masks for fucking years because their air quality's terrible.
Yeah. So, like, we're just not used to that shit here, you know what I mean?
No, because if you wear a mask in America, you're gonna fucking rob somebody.
Yeah, even before COVID, like, you know what I mean?
And
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
with COVID, you're still robbing somebody.
Isn't that crazy? Remember when that shit happened? When they, like, mandated the mask or whatever? Or they were, like,
Everyone could just wear a fucking Halloween
Hey,
mask
oh.
and gun down people in Walmart. It was-
California was, like, on fire, dude. Like,
Dude,
everyone was just robbing everything, dude. Like, they were just, like, taking whatever they want, and then they were just like, what the fuck are we gonna do, man?
They were taking stuff to survive. And by that I mean TVs and VCRs.
Sneakers.
Yeah. I need these Air Force Ones if I'm ever gonna make it alive.
I just robbed some vintage shop and stole a VCR. I need this shit to live. What's that
I gotta
shit?
watch my copy of Shrek on VHS.
What's that shit on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Frank's explaining, or Danny
Oh.
DeVito's explaining?
Oh yeah, he was like, because they were like, you were stealing skis.
Yeah, he's explaining the difference between surviving and looting.
Yeah,
And he was like...
and there's a video of him stealing skis.
Yeah, but he's surviving because he's white.
Yeah,
Just like...
and they were like,
And then it was like black people stealing food, and then it was just like, oh, they're looting.
they're like,
Jesus.
no, the people carrying out TVs are the ones who are looting. Those people have food.
You can put a spin on just about anything, you know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah,
that
for
crazy?
sure.
I mean, if you got half a brain, you can see through the bullshit, you know what I mean?
Well, that's a tall order for most people. So
Ooh, yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, man. Yeah, California got crazy for a while there, dude. And then, like...
I think they still are.
Man, yeah.
They still have that shit where, I mean, they were getting robbed heavily because they were allowed to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, people were literally just going in the stores and walking straight back out, and they couldn't fucking lay a hand on
Because
them.
they did something. They passed where it was like I think $1 value, right? It was like as long as it was under a certain
Yeah.
dollar value, then like the cops couldn't enforce it.
So people would literally go in, put it in their car, reset themselves, go back in there.
It's so crazy, man. That shit.
People, they were actually, I've read a story where they robbed a train.
They robbed like an actual train?
Dude, moving train. Like Wild West style.
Like Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Dude, yeah.
Holy shit.
And they got away with it.
But like, people are still moving out of California. Like,
I mean, why the fuck
numbers.
wouldn't you?
Dude, yeah, dude, like 100%, dude. Especially like if you had like a business or like if you owned a house out there, and then like literally people are just like
trashing your shit,
whatever,
and you can't do anything about it.
Dude, I'd pack my shit up and fly out of there.
In San Francisco, it's legal for people to just literally shit on the street.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because now they
There's no way.
Dude, they passed a law where if you like a homeless person can set up a tent on the sidewalk and that's his property. It's fucking insane.
I mean, I don't know what the answer is to the homeless crisis, right? Like, obviously, like, it's a fucking sad thing.
Fight to the death, put them in a pen. Winner gets a house.
Bum fights, too.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the winner gets a house.
Homes for the homeless.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view event.
It'd probably make a lot of money.
I'd watch it.
Shit. The pay-per-view event, man, that fucking Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk,
dude,
that shit's still on?
As far as I know, that is gonna be the most, like, watched sporting event of all time.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's gonna make more than that Pacquiao and Mayweather.
For sure, dude, because people that don't give a shit about that stuff are still gonna watch that.
Oh yeah, dude, like 100%.
Like, I've never paid for any sporting event, but I will pay to watch that shit.
I did see like Musk release some like photos, I think on Twitter or some shit, like of him like training.
Yeah, he's got some high, like a very, very well liked and good,
like retired UFC fighter.
Yeah, training him because he reached out to him and he was like, "Hey man, I really like you. I was like, I want to train you." And Elon was like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
No.
But old fucking Zuck is that. I mean, he's in shape. I'll give him that. And he won that goddamn jiu-jitsu tournament. So.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, like he actually knows some martial arts stuff. So. I just want Elon to get like cranked out on steroids and PCP and just beat him to death. Like
that's how we should do it, man. We should be like, all right, man, like lay down like, here's the drugs of your choice.
Yeah.
You know, like start off like here's some marijuana, here's some mushrooms, here's some cocaine, here's some heroin, here's some PCP, whatever you want to do. You don't want to feel it? Snort, take a key bump with that H. You know.
I'm gonna say Elon's gonna go with some liquid codeine and some mushrooms.
I think Zuckerberg would go straight up for like probably crystal. Like
for sure. He's a goddamn lizard man crackhead. Like he would.
Yeah, he's a lizard.
He's a goddamn robot or something. He's weird.
He bathes in adrenochrome.
Probably.
That Illuminati tower he lives in.
Drinks baby blood and shit. Like, I'm gonna stay young forever with my lizard skin.
God, that dude is so creepy, isn't he?
He is. He gets away with everything.
Yeah, I know, man. Shit. Oh, you like my shirt, man?
I do. I noticed that.
Dude, I've been catching so many looks from it or whatever.
Dude, you should wear it to a soup kitchen.
To a oh God, like serving out food to people at a soup
on Thanksgiving and be like, here.
Or go drop off a bag of clothes to the Salvation Army. So here you go. I'll bring this in.
Donate that. Yeah, dude, donate.
No, man. I read this book, man, called The Secret, and I watched it. They got a documentary about it if you want to watch it or whatever. But it's the practicing the power of positive visualization. Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like vision board type stuff, or
no, more like the law of attraction. So, like, apparently in this book, regardless of what your capabilities are or how hard you actually work, if you just think about it long enough, it'll manifest itself and come true, right? So I figured I want to stop being poor, so I just got this shirt to remind me to.
Hey, that's step one. Buy a shirt that says
"Stop being poor."
Remind.
So it's about me. It's not about them.
You start feeling poor, you just look at the shirt.
It's not about the other people. It's about me. It's just a reminder to me. But when people read it, they think it's about them. So then I got to explain to everyone, like, nah, you know, the law of attraction. You know, kind of like, I was trying to explain it to, like, a guy that I worked with, like, he was like, what is this law of attraction? I was like, well, you just you keep stuff on your mind, you put it out there, and, and, like, subtly, like, the universe, and you'll change the way you do things, and, things will kind of, like, slowly come together, right? And, he was like, that's got to be the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, all right. And I was like, let me put it this way. I was like, the law of attraction states, if you constantly think about getting fucked in the ass, all you're going to do is get fucked in the ass. So you might as well think a little positive. Might just stop being poor, dude. Stop being poor. Step one, man.
I like it.
Trying to get that Musk money, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're gonna go buy a small country, pay off a dictator or some shit.
Look at me. I am your president now.
God, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah, dude, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I think that's good.
It's been an hour.
I think it's an hour. All right, man. Well, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of the Dumpster Diary podcast. I have been your host, Justin Allen.
And I am Moses Wartooth.
Tune in next week for the next episode. Peace out, y'all.